Hello, Brigadiers and Brigadettes. Welcome, Blue Jackets fans and hockey fans alike. I am your captain speaking. Welcome to the podcast, and let's dive into some hockey content. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Happy Sunday. Hope everybody had a Thanksgiving that was good. Unless you're Canadian, obviously, because that's in October, not November. So happy American Thanksgiving. One thing I wanted to talk about real quick to start on the show is that for probably like 2 weeks, maybe, it's not going to be this normal set. My apartment's through my university. And basically, even though this is considered year-round housing, they muscled their way into making everybody leave, even if it's a year-round thing here. Otherwise, you have to pay for it like extra instead of your normal housing bill. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but just want to let you know that for 2 weeks, it'll probably be a different set. And it probably will be maybe not as good. I'm not saying this is great, but, we work with what we have. Anyway, with that being said, we're going to talk about the 3 questions for the Calgary Flames. And yes, I did wear Canucks gear on purpose because I hate the Flames. Second least favorite team in the league, I think is how you say it. Anyway, I know that for a lot of these videos, I've been talking about guys that maybe aren't as big name. But for this episode, we're going to talk about 3 bigger names for the Calgary Flames. Number 1, can Johnny Gaudreau find consistency? For starters, I just want to say that Johnny Gaudreau should thank Jacob Markstrom for keeping him from possibly being traded. I think that the Markstrom signing is going to push Calgary to keep this core together and force them to probably re-sign Gaudreau. I couldn't see them letting him leave after they just signed Markstrom to a 6-year deal. Regardless, Gaudreau needs to be more consistent. Let's look at his point totals from the past 6 seasons. This is excluding his rookie year. 14-15 season, 64 points. 15-16 season, 78 points. 16-17 season, 61 points. 17-18 season, 84 points. 18-19 season, 99 points. That's his best season so far. And 19-20, 58 points. And he was on pace for 68. So from a year-to-year perspective, we can see there's a lot of changes. And one thing I wanted to talk about here, if it makes sense, is we're going to go from the 14-15 season to the 15-16 season, where there's a differential of plus 14. So he had 64 points in the 14-15 season and then 78 the next year. So a plus 14. Year 2 to year 3, it's negative 17. Year 3 to year 4, it's plus 23. And then year 4 to year 5, it's plus 15. And then year 5 to year 6, it is minus 31. Now, obviously, that would have been minus 21, but still there's a drop. The problem is it's a high and low with Johnny Gaudreau. I think more than anything, we just need to know what we should be expecting from Gaudreau on a year-to-year basis. And to me, that's 75 points per year. Gaudreau will never be a perennial 100-point scorer. A guy that just brings it like an Eichel or McDavid. Eichel hasn't hit 100 points so far in his career in a season, but I think he would have this past season, that is. But, he's not a McDavid, he's not a McKinnon. But, 75 points for a player, and I think my wife's about to sneeze. You can sneeze. It's all right. Let it out on air. Yeah, let it out. Don't hold back. Anyway, I think hoping for a 30-goal, 45-assist season, 75 points a year would be huge for him. We needed to just be able to have a consistent Johnny Gaudreau. He's going to have a bounce-back year for me, but the thing that's going to have to change is his 5-on-5 play. It was his worst season in his career for 5-on-5 play. And that's going to have to obviously change in order for him to bounce back because you play the majority of your minutes 5-on-5. Overall, I think Gaudreau will probably have a 75 to 80-point season, but I want to see more consistency out of him instead of having to have major point differentials from year to year. With his contract expiring in 2 years, I do think that he should be more consistent so that way he doesn't have to settle for a contract that's less than ideal because they say, well, 1 year you're a 60-point scorer, the next year you're an 80, then another year you're a 90, and then the next year you're a 55. He's going to have to find some consistency. He is inconsistent, definitely. Second question is, can Sean Monahan break through and provide more for this team? I already know what I'm going to hear. I know Monahan provides steady, consistent scoring every year that he's been with the Flames, but it's not good enough for me. He was selected 6th overall in the 2013 draft, first round, 6th overall selection, and his best season came in the 2018-19 season where he had 82 points. His highest total besides that is 64. It's a major difference. and that was in the 2017-18 season. I know that providing 60-plus points a year is a good thing, but he was selected 6th overall, and I think he can provide even more. I'm not saying that he has to get 85, 90 points a year, but the most concerning thing for me with Monahan was that he was on pace for his worst season ever, excluding his rookie year when it came to points. He was on pace for 56 points, and I just don't think that anything less than 70-plus points a year from Monahan should be accepted, and anything less than that should feel frustrating for Monahan. I mean, I think Monahan is one of the most consistent scorers in the league the past 5-6 years. The problem is he needs to up his assist totals, and he should be a perennial 30-goal scorer any season. Besides that, it's unacceptable. But he is 26, I believe, so obviously he's a little bit younger. So, he could be hitting his prime, but I'm excited to see what Monahan provides in the future. And then, if he and Gaudreau can get it going, there's no reason the Flames couldn't get back more to their 2018-19 form, where they finished with 107 points, compared to this year where they were on pace for 93 points. So, we can see with, Monahan and Gaudreau having a little bit off years. Maybe not Gaudreau as much, but definitely Monahan. These two players are key parts of the Flames, and they're going to have to turn it around and be more consistent in order for the Flames to be able to be a contender. Which brings me to my next question. Segue over. The third question, does adding Jacob Markstrom make the Flames a contender? Right off the bat, I'm just going to say it doesn't make them a contender, but I do think it makes them a dark horse. Let's face it, Flames fans, you have had plenty to be happy with as you get Markstrom on a 6-year deal. You take him away from the Canucks, so it's addition by subtraction. You have to worry about the Canucks a little bit less, I think, this year. But you have to love the fact also that he was 7th this past year in goals saved above average and 12th in wins over the past 2 years. To me, Markstrom is a workhorse that'll give you 60-plus games a year. And luckily, David Rittich, I do believe, is 2 years younger than him. And so maybe they can reduce Markstrom's workload. So 50 starts a year. That's the thing, is I think he was really getting tired when he was playing for the Canucks, even though we had that break. Excuse me, I have to itch my lip real quick. There we go. Sorry, I apologize for that. Just really itchy. But the thing is, Markstrom is a workhorse, and I think if you can make sure that he's a workhorse in the playoffs, not just the regular season, by reducing his workload, that'd be great. And you can see what Rittich looks like, because I don't know if what they're gonna do with Rittich. Probably expose him in the draft, but still. Luckily for the Flames, Markstrom has experience when it comes to playing on a team that gives up a lot of shots, so there's nothing new to expect here. But Markstrom is a goalie that can make the best out of bad situations, and I think he could absolutely go on a run with the Flames. One thing I will say is, even though the Flames give up a lot of shots, they don't give up a lot of high-danger shots. They were 9th in the league in high-danger chances against, high-danger goals against. I don't remember where they were, but for high-danger chances against, they were 9th. So I do think that Markstrom will be able to have a few good years, especially, I know he's older, but I think with the Flames he'll be able to have some good years. I feel conflicted because I want Markstrom to win Stanley Cup, but I don't want him to win it with Calgary. He's my second favorite Canucks goalie ever, probably 4th favorite Canucks player of all time. But at the end of the day, I don't want Calgary to win a cup. But Markstrom, I want you to play well, but I want the Flames to play like garbage. So hopefully Markstrom can be somebody that gets him in the playoffs, something like that. Or maybe just has good statistical years, but the Flames don't make the playoffs. I do see them making the playoffs, though. I do see them being a dark horse. And I want to know, Flames fans, what is the obsession with the Vancouver Canucks signing a bunch of those players in free agency? Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make me happy. You took away a lot of players I liked. Anyway, that's going to wrap up the video for today. Everybody stay safe and stay away from COVID, and we will see you Tuesday. Goodbye, Brigadiers and Brigadettes, and hockey fans in general. This is your captain signing off. Have a great week.